Well, I was 19 and I had a small little mole on my chest and didn't really think much of it. I've never really been a sun person and decided that maybe I should get it checked out. It started to change colour a little bit, so I went to a doctor and they seemed to think it would be alright, but took it out as a precaution and had it biopsied. And the week before my 20th birthday I was told that I had malignant melanoma. It was one of the biggest shocks of my life, I think. Terrifying. You have all the associations that you hear about with the death rate for melanoma in New Zealand, things like that, and so they scheduled me in for a second round of surgery to do a wider excision around where it was on my chest, and thought that would be the end of it. And a few weeks later they called me again to say that they'd found more than they expected and that I'd need another surgery. So I went back in for the third round, and that was a really deep excision, really long, about 60 stitches and a lot of pain, and it was horrible. I couldn't move for a number of weeks and on lots of painkillers, so it was, not a nice experience. From a very young age I was into the outdoors. My family encouraged me to be out there and active and doing rock climbing, skiing, snowboarding, all sorts. I was never really a person that loved lying in the sun. I'd always tend to cover up, but I suppose there was a few times where I did get badly burned as a child, but never enough that I'd think that melanoma would be the end result. It's definitely made me a lot more aware, and also just knowing a lot more of the fact that I could get it when I was 19. It's a big wake-up call on sort of how you look after yourself. I think now with myself, I love the outdoors, I love getting outside and being active and doing all that stuff. It's not a matter of stopping doing that, it's a matter of being aware of covering up and staying out of the sun in that critical time and being safe, and also knowing to look at your skin and look for changes and be aware that, if something's worrying you, there's nothing wrong with getting it checked out. It's only going to take a couple of minutes of your time to possibly save your life. So, yeah. My message to young people is that it can happen to anyone. You're not bulletproof. The body is something that you have no idea of when it could hit, and you don't have to be out there and in the sun every day getting exposure for melanoma to happen. So it's just really being aware and taking care of yourself, doing stuff that is going to help you in the long run. What I went through, the pain, the length of the surgeries, the emotional and the physical and the mental, everything was just horrible. I'd never wish it on anyone, and if you can avoid that, why would you even put yourself through it if there's a way to stop it happening?